Your credit score is not low because you're bad with money. It's low because the system is designed to slow you down, to extract interest from you for as long as possible, and to quietly punish behaviors nobody ever explains. And once you understand this, boosting your score fast becomes mechanical instead of emotional. Because what most people don't realize is that credit scoring is not about responsibility or morality. It's about signals, patterns, and timing. And today I'm going to show you how that game actually works and how to flip it in your favor, starting right now. Because if you've ever wondered why you pay on time yet, your score barely moves, why one missed payment destroys months of progress, or why some people jump 80 points in weeks while others stay stuck for years, the answer is simple. They understand the levers and you were never taught them. So let's start with the most powerful one, utilization, which alone controls nearly a third of your entire score. And this is where most people unknowingly sabotage themselves, because it's not how much debt you have, it is how much of your available credit you are using at the moment. Your lender reports to the bureaus, meaning you could pay your card in full every month and still look risky if your balance is high on the statement closing date. So the first fast boost move is to keep your reported utilization under 30%, ideally under 10%. And that doesn't mean paying after the statement posts, it means paying before the statement generates. Because the number that matters is the snapshot taken on that date, not what you do later. And once you align your payments with statement cycles instead of due dates, you instantly change how the algorithm sees you. Then comes payment history, which feels obvious but hides a brutal truth. One late payment can damage your score more than 10 perfect months can repair, because negative events are weighted more heavily than positive consistency. So if you're behind on anything, your fastest win is not chasing new credit. It's stabilizing what you already have, setting automatic minimum payments even if you plan to pay more manually, because preventing future damage is more powerful than trying to offset past mistakes. And now here's where it gets interesting. Because once utilization and payment timing are handled, most people hit a wall, they do everything right, and still feel stuck. And that's because the next lever is credit mix and account age, two factors that quietly control how trustworthy you look to lenders. And this is where strategic structure beats brute discipline, because the system prefers borrowers who demonstrate variety and longevity, meaning someone with a revolving account, an installment loan, and clean history often scores higher than someone with only one perfectly managed card. So if you've only ever had a single credit line, adding a small secured card or credit builder loan can increase your profile depth, not because you need more debt, but because you need more data points. And this is also why closing old accounts can backfire, since age matters. And deleting history shortens your average account life, which makes you look newer and therefore riskier. So unless an account carries an annual fee or tempts you into spending, keeping it open and unused is often smarter than closing it. And now let's talk about inquiries and new credit, because every application sends a signal. And while one or two inquiries won't kill you, stacking multiple applications in a short window makes you look desperate for money, which algorithms interpret as elevated risk. So if you're trying to boost fast, you avoid shotgun applications, and instead plan credit moves strategically, spacing them out and applying only when your profile is already optimized. And here's a powerful shortcut most banks never explain: authorized user piggybacking, which means getting added to someone else's well-aged, low-utilization account, not to spend on it but to inherit its positive history. And when done correctly, this can add years of account age and perfect payment records to your file almost overnight. But it only works if the primary user has strong habits, because bad behavior transfers too. And now let's address the industry. Nobody wants you to fully understand credit score improvement services. Because while some are legitimate and simply help dispute inaccurate data or guide structure, many sell false hope by promising deletions they can't legally guarantee. And the truth is, you don't need magic letters or secret software. You need accuracy and patience. Because the only things that can be removed are errors, and the fastest real improvements come from behavior signals, not paperwork tricks. So instead of paying hundreds for repair, invest that energy into utilization control, payment timing, profile depth, and history protection. And here's another hidden factor: revolving balance behavior, meaning even if you pay in full monthly, leaving a tiny balance reported sometimes can be healthier than always showing zero, because it demonstrates active use rather than dormancy. And this doesn't mean carrying interest. It means allowing a small amount to post and then paying it immediately after, which tells the system you use credit responsibly instead of avoiding it completely. And now let's zoom out, because what you're really doing is teaching an algorithm who you are. And algorithms don't understand intentions, they understand patterns. They don't care about effort, they care about probability, and everything you do either increases or decreases your perceived likelihood of default. So when you keep balances low, pay before statements, diversify account types, avoid rapid applications, protect old lines and stabilize payments, you are systematically lowering that probability. And the lower it gets, the higher your score climbs. And this is why some people see jumps in 30 days, while others wait years, because one group aligns with the system while the other fights it blindly. And now let's talk timelines, because realistic expectations matter. Utilization fixes can move your score in one reporting cycle. Authorized user additions can reflect within weeks. New accounts take months to mature. Late payments take years to fade, and hard inquiries soften after a few months. So your fastest gains always come from balance optimization and reporting strategy, not from opening new lines. And here's a mental shift that changes everything. Stop treating credit as a morality test and start treating it like a game board. Every move has a consequence. Every consequence compounds. And once you see that, you stop reacting emotionally to numbers and start engineering outcomes. Because credit scores don't reward honesty or struggle, they reward predictability. And predictability comes from structure, automation, and timing, not motivation. And that's why people who automate minimum payments, pay before statements, keep utilization under control, and avoid impulsive applications, quietly build elite scores while others stay trapped despite working harder. And here's the final truth. Banks never explain. Your credit score is not a reflection of who you are. It's a behavioral profile built from fragments of your financial life. And when you learn to control those fragments, you control the outcome. So if you want to increase your credit score fast, you stop chasing hacks and start mastering mechanics. You align payments with statement cycles. You keep utilization below 10 to 30%. You protect account age. You add profile depth if needed. You avoid reckless applications. You automate damage prevention. And you understand that every reported balance is a message to the system. And once you send the right messages consistently, the system responds not because it cares about you, but because you finally learned how it measures risk. And that's the real secret. Credit isn't about money, it's about signals. And when you control the signals, you control your future.